this, I mean, each and every single day it looks like I've slept less, when in reality it's just a big amount of days where I actually don't sleep that much. But it shouldn't be doing this to my eyes. I don't know. I don't know. Hello beautiful bookworms, my name is Katarina and welcome to my channel, and today I'm going to be doing a manga review, which it's not for the total of a manga series, but for the first volume of a manga series, which is fairly recent. I know, who the fuck am I? Because I always do things way too late, which I am still doing because volume 2 of this manga series is already out. I haven't got it, I haven't read it, but I've read the first one to see if I enjoy it and if I wanted to get volume 2. And the short answer is I did. It is weird, but I did. I really did. So the manga series that I'm talking about, I don't know how to pronounce this shit, but let's just try. It's called Semelparous. I know, right? So I'm going to spell this. This is Semelparous. I know. From what I read here is Semelparous, but the story and art is by Jun Ojino, which is actually not a very normal name. Well, normal pronunciation of Japanese names that I've heard, so I'm fairly intrigued about this person. And this is sort of a sci-fi, sort of a romantic girl-on-girl or sapphic romance, and sort of actiony. It is very strange to define, but I would say that first and foremost, it's kind of like Evangelion if the main characters were two women and they were more badass than the main character in Evangelion, and they weren't inside of mechas, but they had cool, giant, amazing swords with which they cut through gigantic monsters, which now kind of reminds me that this could be some sort of Attack on Titan shit as well. So in order to not confuse you, let's just go into what the story appears to be about, because remember, I always say that a volume 1 in a manga is kind of like a first chapter, so you can never know for sure if you like a manga for the first volume only, unless the first volume is just something that you've read that you hate it, like some topics that you don't enjoy and the characters don't enjoy and the art style you don't enjoy, then you can say that you don't want to keep reading. But for the most part, I feel like first volumes are like mostly 3 stars, sometimes 5 stars if they are just amazing. I've had some, but it's just like, okay, this is interesting, let's see where this is going, and then by the middle of it, you're like, shit, I am sick and tired of this, or you're like, this is the most amazing series I've ever read in my life. That's how it works in the manga world. So assuming that this is sort of like a first chapter, I am going to spoil a little bit, since I don't consider spoiling first volumes of mangas an actual spoiler, so I'm just going to tell you like the actual basic premise from what we understand in this. It's not a spoiler of the action scenes and the action moments in here and the plot points in here, but it's a spoiler of like the basic premise of the manga series, which is normal when you do a review. So Semelparous tells us the story of two main girls. I don't remember their names. Okay, Yorino, and the other one I have no fucking idea. But our main character is supposed to be this blonde main character. She's called Yorino, and then we have this other main character that has black hair and glasses, and it's pretty cool. And they live in this world where there is a wall up above in the sky that protects our world and separates our world from the world of these gigantic creatures that want to invade us and destroy us. It's a similar world to us, but it's separated. It has some of theoretical physics principles, which are not fully developed because I don't believe that that's the main reason this manga is created. And so for that reason, we don't see a lot of development of those ideas, but there's still that bit of sci-fi-ish thing in there. And it's quite interesting if you like the theory, like string theory and quantics and multiverse theories and stuff. It's kind of interesting. So supposedly it's the same universe, but it's sort of parallel at the same time, because there are monsters and those monsters are trying to invade us, and in our world there are no monsters and we are not trying to invade. So it's kind of like an up to down thing. So there's this elite force, which is called the bulwarks, and those are soldiers that have cool sort of sword-ish things equipped to destroy these monsters. And in order to destroy them, you just have to cut their eyes. Like, they have just one eye in like the middle of what's supposed to be like their face, and if you cut it open, you will kill that monster. So our main characters both are doing this for specific reasons. And the biggest part of this is that they are trying to find meaning in their lives for actually being these soldiers and carrying on these duties. And their motivations are fairly similar, which is, I have to kill all of these monsters and save our world. And if I do, I will find meaning in the things that I've lost, which I'm not going to tell what it is, because that I would consider a spoiler, even though there's something in the back that tells you some stuff. But we all know how good synopses are. So because they want to find this meaning and they want to kill and destroy these monsters, they end up paired. One is older than the other, and you can see right there that there's going to be a Yuri dynamic. If you don't know, Yuri means girl on girl love, or in this case, a sapphic romance. So that appears to be the main point of the series. However, there is also some darker plot points that could be very intriguing to discuss once the series has come forward and we know more about the world and the setting and our main characters, actually. There is also a secret that is told to you in the beginning, and that you don't know how it's going to play out in the story. It could be what you normally think that it will be, but mangas have that story of, and that track record of actually making me believe one thing, and then I'll be like, oh shit, because in mangas anything can happen and you don't find it weird, because that's just the way it fucking is. So I am really intrigued about this first volume. As an experience, I consider it a very nice experience. I would say a 4 out of 5 stars, sort of, because you already know me, you know that I don't like to rate my books, but I would consider it like that. I think it was better than the average, and I want to read volume 2 and see where this is going. It might be a terrible story, or it might not, but the art style is cool. It's not the best one, but it's really cool. I really enjoy it. And there are some actual images that are really beautiful. For instance, let me see if I can show you one of my favorites. As you can see here, the character designs are really beautiful. The hairs look like they're floating, and you have a lot of attention to detail of what is or the state of their clothes and how their armor looks like, and the things that they use to fight the monsters, and I really enjoy it. Of course, there's a little bit of sapphic romance fan service, but that doesn't bother me. I really enjoy when I don't really appreciate the romance genre just by itself, but I really like when romance is among the story. Like, I don't like it to be the extreme main focus of the story, because unless it's really well done, I think you miss something if there's not other things that you can discuss, like social or specific things, relationships and dynamics and stuff. When just two people, it kind of gets to me, unless it's really an exploration of relationship, and those types of books I like. But when it's romance in the middle of other things, it could be fun, and I don't mind if it's any type of couple. For me, it's cool if they love each other and they're a couple. So I really enjoyed. The fan service is not too much, but it exists. Of course, we have big boobs, because when there's fan service in manga, girls have big boobs, which I'm not stating against that. I have big boobs and I like to be represented, but I mean, I think sometimes they are almost like a parachute, and there's no need to do that, because if those people exist, they would really have back problems, which is not the case in most of the manga, so wrongly represented. But let's skip aside from that. I really enjoy how the main characters are different and how their relationship stands on common grounds, but on different specific places of those common grounds. And I don't know, I like the search for meaning in your life, even if that means the destruction or not of your world or other worlds, and do you have to fight, and if so, why? You know what I mean? It's not, I don't appreciate wars and fighting, which at the point of time that we are now, it's more real than ever. But I like the discussion about what it means for specific people, and so I like this one. So that's going to be all for my review of Volume 1 of whatever the name of this shit is. Semelparous, I think that's how you say it. If anyone knows how to pronounce this better than me, please teach me in the comments, because obviously I'm not English, and so if I was reading this in Portuguese, it would be Semelparous or something like that. I don't know. That sounded more French than anything, but I don't know. But to read this in English, I don't even know if this is a supposed word or a code word. I have no idea. But yeah, guys, this is my review for this first volume of the manga. I am surely going to keep going, and I will update you as I go if I like it or I don't through my wrap-up. So that's going to be all for today, and happy readings to you all. Bye!